What's popping? What's popping? So your girl came to rant, communicate, conversate, whatever you like to call it. And today your girl came on here to talk about asking God to remove any toxic, negative thing out of your life. When you ask God to remove the things that is no longer suited for you, to remove the things that is no longer for you, that is attached to you, that is not meant for you, that is attached to you, that is only weighing you down, that is attached to you, that is only draining your energy. When you ask God to take that away, it's going to be a lot, especially when you have so much negative shit around you in your life. So much negative shit that you don't even think is negative, but God do. God knows that it's weighing you down. God knows that it's draining your energy. God knows that it's not for you. And you might think, but damn, those are my peoples. Those are my popsies. That's my job that I need. That's the house that I have. That's the car that I'm driving. That's the food that I'm eating. And it's just like, it's really chaotic. It's really crazy. You know, I want to tell you, I went through it. There was a time where a couple years back, I broke. I literally broke from the pressure, from the negative energy, from the toxic shit that was around me, from all that fucking bullshit that was around me, that was attached to me, that was trying to grab me from every which way. I almost, I'm not gonna say I broke. I broke to the point where I was like, why am I here? What is the purpose of me being here? All I feel like I'm being used. I feel like the only thing I'm doing is being used. I feel like motherfuckers is only playing in my face and they don't love me for real. They only use me for what they can get out of me or what I can do for them. And it got me to the point where I was so aggressive and I was just putting my anger out onto some people. And it wasn't like I was over here doing some shicey shit on purpose. It was like, no, it was just me as a whole. I was just negative and I was just angry, and I'm just like, no more. Because I got to a point where I had hurt my nephew, not physically hurt, but I had yelled at him, told him like, what are you doing, or something like that. I don't remember the exact the exact details at this moment, but basically I yelled at him. And then I went upstairs to use the bathroom or whatever, and then I had came back down because I was babysitting him and his little brother, and his little brother was asleep. And I came down, and my little baby made me a motherfucking pallet because it was fucking 5 something in the motherfucking morning, 5 6 something in the morning, because their mom had to leave early for work. And so it broke me because it's like my baby came down here and made me a motherfucking pallet for me to sleep on. And I was yelling at him for no reason. Technically, it was for no reason because I had to sit back and be like, why was I even aggressive? And that day, it broke me. I literally broke down, and I had called my sister because it's like, that's her child. And I had called my sister. I was like, man, I just broke down, and yeah, I'm crying because this is what happened. You know, I yelled at your son, and she knows because I be yelling at him all the time because he's a child, and you know how kids be like, sit down and don't do that and stop doing this and da 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 da. Right, that type. And so it's just like, I called my sister and I was like, oh my God, this is what happened. Da, da, da. I thought she was going to, be like, it's okay, da, da, da. No, she was like, you'll get over it. You'll get over it. No consoling, no nothing. You'll get over it. Girl, I never come to you crying, and I come to you crying one time. You'll get over it. Wow, the type of fucking love that I get from you. Thank you very much. And I'm just like, cool. You ain't gonna do nothing. And I already know my mom. Right. My mom is my mom, so I don't call her. And so I break down in my sister's kitchen, and I'm just crying, bawling my eyes out. The neighbors probably hear me because they literally connected to the house. They're literally connected to the house. It's like a duplex, or I think it's called a duplex. Whereas one house on the other side and one house on this side, and And my nephews upstairs, they heard me too, and I was just crying, bawling my eyes out, full blown nasty cry, snot. It was gross. And I was like, God, please, please help me. Please take this energy from me. Please, because I don't want to be negative anymore. I don't want to be so aggressive anymore. I don't want to be so depressed and broke down and sad anymore. I'm going through so much, and I'm seeing so much negative shit. And I'm going through so much shit that is making me so much something I don't want to be. Please help me. Please fucking help me. And that day I had went, my sister had came back, because I settled down after a while, and after she got off work, she had came back to take me back to my home, and she had did something to me, or she had said something that pissed me off, and I was like, you know what, I'll walk. Remind you, it's fucking snowing. The fucking snow is up to my motherfucking ankles. I have slippers on, some soft ass slipper shoes on, with bottoms that they're hard, but then on the top it's really soft, and I got soaked and I was cold, and excuse me, and I was walking. It was only a 15-minute drive for where we were, but when it came to walking, it was a 2-3 hour walk, because for one, it wasn't no way to get up because it was a highway. That's why it was so short, so fast to get to the crib in the car. And then when it comes to walking, I had to go this way and that way and this way and that way. So it took me 2-3 hours, and I'm just walking. I'm over here crying, bawling my eyes out, walking. I'm getting my phone calls from my mama. Where you at? I'll come pick you up. Where you at? I'll come pick you up. Where you at? I'll come pick you up. I just ignored her because it's like, I don't even want to be talked to. I don't know none of that. Leave me alone. It got to the point where I even got to a bridge, and I was just sitting there like, what if I jump off this motherfucker? Who gonna care? Who really gonna care? They gonna be like, oh, you'll get over it. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, this time the third. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going through so much shit. And I'm just like, mentally going through so much shit, because I'm realizing how fucked up I am in the inside when it comes to me being aggressive and mean and all this jazz, which I really wasn't. That's the thing. I wasn't that type of person. And the fact that I felt like I was that type of person was even bringing me down even more. So it's just like, what the fuck? And then I get to the crib, I get to my crib, and my roommate's there, and she's like, what happened? She was like, you should have texted me. I would have got you an Uber or something. I didn't want to be bothered. I just wanted to walk, clear my mind and everything. That night I cried in the shower. My first ever in my life crying in the shower. I cried in the shower that night. Cried, bawled my eyes out. Took a shower, and I just sat there and let the water rain on me, fall on me, and I just cried. I let the water in that shower drown out my tears. It was so much. And I happened to pull myself together and got out the shower, and I got myself dressed, and I just laid in my bed, and I think I had rolled me a joint that night, or a blunt or a joint. I can't remember if I smoked it with my roommate or not, but I rolled me one, and I was smoking, and I was just like, I need time to myself. I need a moment, because like I said, I'm going through a lot. And I was on my phone, I was on TikTok, and this woman comes across my screen over here with tarot cards, just flipping the cards and speaking, and she spoke to me, and it was like, because how would she know my thing that was going on in my life? How could she possibly know what to say and stuff like that? And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, oh my goodness, like, is this God answering me? Like, the questions that I told him to please help me, is this God answering me? And this, like, this and the third. And not only that, there was a time where this kid had came to me. I think this was before all this happened. Before all this happened, to where I had broke down and everything. A kid had came to me at my job, because I was a security guard, and he came to me at my job. He asked me where the bathroom was, and I had showed him where the bathroom was, and where I pointed where the bathroom was. I was like, the bathroom's over there. And then he was like, thank you. And then he stops, and then he turns to me, and he said, I want you to know God loves you. Huh? God loves me? He randomly just tells me God loves me. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And then he runs off and goes to the bathroom. And I would tell my coworker, and she was like, oh, it's probably just a pastor's son or whatever. And I was like, cool. And then after that, this shit happens, to where I break down, and I'm calling on God, like, can can you help me? Like, I'm over here. I can't do it alone because I've been trying to do it alone for so long, and I've only gotten myself into situations that only fucked me up. So can you help me? And as I was going back to that time where I said I was on TikTok and I seen a woman with tarot cards and she was saying things to me and it was resonating, and I was like, wow, okay, cool, good. It was chaotic because it was just like, wait a minute, because it was scary because it's like, how do you know this? But there's no such things as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, whoa, it took me aback, but it released a good portion of weight off of my shoulders. But then after that, things just started falling. My motherfucking friendship that I had with my best friend that was supposed to be my best friend, my roommate, she was my best friend and my roommate. The bitch switched up on me for some dick. I had to leave my motherfucking crib because I didn't feel safe. Motherfuckers was over here, had guns, cocking guns back because it was so much. Motherfuckers, it came crashing. It came crashing. God was like, okay, you asked me to help you out. You asked me to take this negativity out of here, so I'm going to take it out. He literally pulled me out of that motherfucking home that I was in, that I was sharing with my so-called best friend. She was toxic. She was not for me. He pulled me out of that relationship. He pulled me out of that home. He pulled me out and said, okay, go back to your mama house because this is finna be a motherfucking roller coaster. You gonna need something to lean on, even if you just have a area to yourself. Even though you're not talking to nobody, you still gonna have to have something to where you can lean on something. And by the grace of God, my mama allowed me back into her home because of what happened. Like I said, I was over here, me and her was fighting. Like it got to the point where I felt like I was being attacked in my own crib because she and her nigga, it's a long story, okay? It's a long story, and I'll tell y'all that story some other time. But yeah, I got pulled up out of there. I had to get literally the next day after I left, that day where everything went down, I had fought my roommate, and I was going to fight her motherfucking nigga too, but the motherfucking his cousin's gonna pull out a gun because I wanted to pop his tires and shit because he wasn't supposed to be there. But anyway, like I said, that's another story. My pops come, my mom come, and de-escalate. But I was so heated because that bitch disrespected me in front of my face and everything. It was like, bitch, what the fuck? I thought we was best friends. You over here fucking switching up on me on dick. Like, you crazy as hell. You was never my best friend to begin with. And all this extra shit. And I was like, cool, whatever. So I leave, and then I come back the next day. I get all my shit about the crib, and I go back to my mama. Tell me why. I get back to my mother. My mama didn't even tell me my brother was coming back. That same day I came back to the crib, my brother came back. Remind you, there was no such thing as coincidences. It was so fucked up. I don't like my brother because my brother did too much. He was always negative, always toxic, always talking to people, running people down, and doing some fucked that shit behind motherfuckers' back, and then pretending like he ain't do shit. Yeah, them type of niggas that was ain't shit niggas and acted like they weren't ain't shit niggas. It was too much for me. I'm like, damn, I just lost my motherfucking best friend. Now I'm over here. I lost my house. I lost my best friend. I lost the apartment that I was in. I'm back in my mom's crib. I'm over here going through it because I had dropped my sister too, because it's like I said, after that what happened where I had dropped her too, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then now I'm back here at the motherfucking crib with my motherfucking brother that I don't like. Oh, and before I had left, before I had left my mama, I even left my own place and went back to my mama. I had a situation where my grandma had told me, she called me a bitch. She called me a bitch and told me to lose her number because I took up for my sister. I took up for my sister, and I was like, why'd you do this? Why'd you say this? Because my grandma said some foul shit to her. Yeah, it might have been somewhat true, but at the same time, she could have said it differently, in my opinion. I asked her why she say that, and she thought, I guess she felt disrespected because I simply asked her a question. So she called me a bitch and told me to lose her number. And y'all don't know, but my grandma was my rock. She's not my rock anymore. That shit shattered when she did that to me, especially when I was going through so much at the time too. It was so much. So not only did I technically lose my grandma, I lost my motherfucking home, I lost my motherfucking best friend. Now I'm stuck in this motherfucking house with my brother and my mama. And now, not only that, I worked with the bitch. My so-called best friend, I worked with the bitch at the job, at the security job, where the kid had came to me and was like, God loves you. Yeah, I worked at the security job there with her. And then I tried to go to that security job and, say, fuck it, you ain't finna, fuck up my money. But that didn't work out because when I went there, the energy was so fucking off. It's like I was getting hit left and right by all this negative energy. And it was just like, I felt how motherfuckers was doing me behind my back. Managers was talking shit about me because of some shit that happened at the job a couple of days ago or something like that. Excuse me. A couple of days ago, to where I got into it with one of the supervisors, and now the supervisors is getting up on my back, but one supervisor didn't get up on my back, and then one of the main people, one of the main heads, didn't get on my back because they knew me. They knew that I wasn't that type of person. They knew I was a genuine person. They knew I wasn't finna just go off on motherfuckers. Anyway, that shit went down to where I was feeling so much negative shit at the job. And not only that, a bitch was over here on some shit like heavy, on some shit heavy and drinking heavy as well. Like I said, I was going through some shit. Like I was going through some shit, and God was just pulling me out, pulling this shit away from me, pulling this shit away from me, pulling this shit away from me, pulling that shit away from me. Bruh, I was like, what the fuck? I technically lose my grandma, I lose my home, I lose my best friend, I lose my job. I'm over here stuck in this motherfucking house with an ain't shit nigga that I don't fucking like. Not only that, I don't even have a room. I'm in the living room. I didn't go upstairs to my old room. I don't know why. It's just something. I felt like I didn't want to be in that room because my brother was up there and he was doing some things that wasn't just green, okay? And it stank, and it would go underneath it was a lot. It was a fucking lot, because he's not just he's a pill popper, all that. He was a snorter, bro. That nigga was on some shit, okay? That was the main reason why I wanted to get away from him in the first place, because all that shit that he did. But anyway, it was cool, and I was just there, in my living room, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I was going through so much shit. So I lost my grandma, I lost my sister because I wasn't fucking with her after that. I lost my job, I lost my home, I lost my best friend. I'm over here in this goddamn house with a drug addict. I'm in this house with a mother that really don't give a fuck. She say she act like she do sometimes, but sometimes she really don't even be caring. She let people walk over her in some aspects. So I'm just like, what the fuck? And not only that, I'm living in the goddamn living room. My brother got the motherfucking friends coming up in and out the house. I'm over here basically on the display, on a fucking display. My fucking bed and everything was on the floor. It was a lot. It was so fucking much. I was so down bad too, but I was trying to have the faith. I was trying to keep the faith. I was trying to stay positive in all this bullshit. And I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. It is what it is. I just need to get myself together. Focus on me. Don't focus on the shit around me. And then one of my motherfucking brother's friends tries to pop in and try to act like, oh, you want to be friends? And then bring in extra shit, extra drama, to where I had to let go of that nigga. And not only that, I had a group of friends, right? That was detached from this whole situation. I was like, because we were supposed to go to New Orleans, and this is where I got my tattoo from. This tattoo right here, I got it from New Orleans. And we went to New Orleans because it was one of my so-called friends, which it's a long story. We weren't real friends, but we were friends because we was in a group together. Anyway, we went to New Orleans and some shit went down to where motherfuckers start throwing some negative shit at me, trying to make me out to be the bad person. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm over here trying to vibe, and every time I came around you motherfuckers, I was always a positive one. I was always the one that was lifting motherfuckers up, wearing nice and shit, not causing no motherfucking problem. And bitches over here trying to act like I'm the motherfucking problem and act like I'm over here doing some shit. Fuck no. I was like, you know what? Cool. I don't need you bitches anyway. And then motherfuckers over here like, you're not like that. You're not like that. How the fuck are you gonna tell me what the fuck I'm like? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Whatever. You know? So not only did I lose my grandma, lose my home, lose my job, lose my best friend, lose my group of friends, I'm over here in this fucking house, out on display, in the motherfucking living room, my bed on the goddamn floor. My motherfucking mom don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. And then I got a fucking crackhead brother that's in the motherfucking house, bringing his friends in and out this motherfucker. And I'm still trying to fight depression, anxiety, all this bullshit, and going through so much shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, yo. But it got to a point where I was over there and I was going through it. Even in closed doors when everybody was out of the house, I was over here yelling, screaming, crying, talking to God. What the fuck is this? Why the fuck am I going through this? Yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Cursing God out. Like, what the fuck you got me going through? How dare you do me this? Like, how, it was so much shit. But at this time, like while I'm sitting here now, it's just like I knew why he was doing it. I knew why God was doing it, because I asked God, please take this negative shit out of me. I literally had to lose my family as well. In the moment, I had to take a step back from them. Like, I can't fuck with nobody. I literally isolated myself. I had to get my motherfucking mental, to get my mental and my heart and my spirit and my soul together. I had to. It was a lot. I was going through so much. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was getting hit left and right, like boom, boom, boom. And I thought I was cool. You know, for a little bit. And all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Boom, 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 boom. I was getting hit left and right. I was like, damn. But as the time got over, you know, I was able to let go and let God and truly say woosah. You know, I got to a moment to where I was over here meditating. I was over here walking by myself, meditating by myself, walking by myself. Oh, right. And not to hold on to that. Motherfuckers, I was going through other shit outside of the house too. Just what I just told you was only the surface. That was only the surface. There was so much other shit. Because I live by George Floyd. You know, I was on the block where George Floyd happened. So there was motherfuckers over here protesting and all that shit as well. So energy was getting thrown. So I was just like, what the fuck? But like I said, as time got, you know, got on, I got used to it. You know, I got used to being isolated. I got used to being by myself. I got used to walking by myself and just walking with God and just talking to God and truly getting into God. It was a lot. So all I have to say is, you know, if you really want the negative shit out of your life, call on God. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get punched left and right. You're gonna get socked. You might even get a black eye. You might even get a motherfucking swollen lip. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fucking fight. You better have your dukes ready. You better have your fucking dukes ready to knock all that negative shit that's trying to hold you back, that's trying to attach to you, okay? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. From experience, I'm telling you, it's a lot. But you got this. You see me, right? Standing here because I was able to lean on God. So for those that's out there that want to, you know, let go of all that negative shit, call on God. But I'm telling you, like I said, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be painful, but you got it. You'll be okay. But that's about it. If you like the video, you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my channel for more videos like this. And I hope that if you do decide to, you know, ask God to take away that negative shit, you know, be prepared. Because it's going to be a lot. And I believe in you. Once you make it out on the other side, you are going to be thankful and grateful that God took you through that storm and allows you to come out that motherfucker. Because you're going to be a better you. a stronger you, a successful you. But you have a good one, okay, love?